Hey, Remelia. Hope everyone's doing good on this Wednesday. I was gonna have to delay this because I had some stuff come up, but I see it's close enough. Let me still come in. I should have did it for 12:30, but um, anyway, so the Bobby Wagner and OBJ watch is still ongoing. No news yet. Hey, what's up, Brian Smith? What's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for coming in. There's one thing I put on the. I'll get to it in a little bit. But just real quick, briefly. So our world champion QB1, Matthew Stafford. Walk around LA and with his head up high, Super Bowl champion, and he tells TMZ that he is letting Les Snead know and the higher ups know that he really wants OBJ back. And it's good to see you too, Brian Smith. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And he wants Aaron Donald's extension, which they are working on. They're working on Aaron Donald's deal and Cooper Kupp extension, which is amazing because Cooper Kupp still has 2 more years on his deal, and that's great because we're gonna lock Cooper Kupp up. He's one of the, with Robert Woods gone, he's one of the heart and souls of the offense. So it's important to lock him up even longer. I mean, the guy, literally the best receiver in football when it comes to hands and yards after catch and route running and just discipline and no problems. Team guy, leader. On and on. What's up, Jared Ramirez? What's up, brother? He says, I know this is not Rams football related, but any thoughts on FIFA World Cup being in fall instead of the summer? Yeah, that's going to be different. I'm not a big a summer guy. I haven't really followed that too much as a youth. But yeah, that's going to be a big difference. It's going to be most likely, especially for the athletes, let alone the fans, for it to be different. I'm not sure if that would be better or not, but for some reason they decided to change it. But yeah, the World Cup is something else, man. I always like to see the rivalry between the teams, and it's amazing. We thought we go crazy for NFL football. That's no joke, especially like the World Cup. It's amazing. But yeah, that's going to be an adjustment. Definitely. It's almost similar to like when we go to London and play, and the different time change, and it's for them a different type of maybe it's a little better because it's cooler. I don't know, for the athletes. I don't know, but that's okay to bring anything up you guys want to bring up. NFL, FIFA having a competition in the year. Yeah, that's your point. Yeah, that's your point. Yeah, that's going to be something interesting. Yeah, and it's weird how they would want to move it around the time for NFL. That's kind of weird too. Grandizer 12, what's up, brother? He says, did Bobby Wagner come back to LA to sign? I haven't heard nothing. I've got both phones here, and I got all the alerts. I'm gonna say something with Bobby Wagner. So he says that he wants to win, right? And of course he wants to get paid. He doesn't have to say that, but I mean, I sent him a tweet. What's her name? Josephina. I can't remember her name now. Darn it. She works for CBS Sports, and she was reporting on how the Ravens, are going after him, and I kind of sent a tweet about to Bobby Wagner replying to her thing. She's just reporting on it, and I kind of sent a tweet along the lines of there's no comparison between Baltimore and Los Angeles. Any money that basically the Ravens don't have an Aaron Donald, a Leonard Floyd, a Gray Gaines, and a Ramsey. and also they're not returning Super Bowl champions, along those lines. And basically, and I basically put shorten it up, um, uh, you know what to do, Bobby Wagner, something along those lines. And I hit him up. I haven't seen a reply, but just to stir the waters a bit, maybe. But yes, so we'll see what happens. Bobby Wagner would be a great. He wants too much money, though. That's the problem. He wants 11 million a year. That's what's been reported, and the Rams are probably around 4 to 5 million. Maybe with incentives, maybe. I haven't heard anything what the Rams offered, but for 1 year, he wants to sign a 1 year deal. Um, to me, it's like, okay, you get to play with a Super Bowl contender because he said he wants to win. You do get paid millions, but you also get the chance to play with a Hall of Fame player, and Aaron Donald alongside you, and the atmosphere in Los Angeles, and ask Von Miller, ask everyone that's played here. Sometimes you can't put a price on that. And also he can make money on endorsements, and also get contacts around the league that will last past his playing time. That's the thing that, it's funny when I see other teams that are in California, like the 49ers are always crying about, oh, well, free agents don't want to come here because they tax it so high in taxes are so high in California. Other teams, Florida have a big edge, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, we don't have any problem with that. They want to come to Los Angeles. It's because you guys are in NoCal. But it's funny when I see that. Hey, what's up, Big E? He says, I can see this right now. Bobby Wagner has been a decline for a pretty long time. Yeah, the one thing, and he says, Big E sees Bobby's not worth that much. Yeah, 11 million is too much. Guardians are 12. Oye, orale. What is new? Did you tell the fans to mount up? Not yet, not yet. At the end. But okay, so 11 million is too much. But see, the thing with Bobby Wagner is kind of like Von Miller. Like, Von Miller's not the player he was 5 years ago, right? But he can add something, especially with the departure of Von Miller. He can add another wrinkle to our defense, at least for this year, and also help along with Ernest Jones, experience in linebacker, to team him up with Ernest Jones, and I'm really high on Ernest Jones, and he can add an element, a veteran element, and and you don't have to be at your full what you were 3, 4, 5 years ago with an Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey in the back end, and Leonard Floyd, and he's just going to raise havoc. I mean, so that's what I'm looking forward to, and hopefully, I guess he's representing himself, so he doesn't have an agent, and maybe the little ego. Sometimes you need an agent there to say, hey, well, you know what, let's just go ahead and do this, and I'll get you some deals on the back end. I got what, just give an idea, Allstate Insurance was looking for a spokesman, and Cooper Cup is too expensive, or Stafford is not available. We can slide you in there, on the back end, and get somebody for endorsements, things like that, get it done, and McVay even said, there's a report that McVay said, he's talking about, yeah, we are interested in Bobby Wagner. If we got him, I'd be stoked, so everything is there for him, but we'll see what happens. But he's not the player he was. 11 million is too much, but if we can get him at a reasonable price and talk him into it and let him know what his role is going to be, because if he shows out, we can sign him to another 2 or 3 year deal, and back end it, or maybe just another 2 years, put another 2 years on it, and he gets to play for a contender for the rest of his career, so the meat of his career. Let's see. Let's see. Brian Smith says, agree. Oh, he's talking. Yeah, that's good that you guys talk to each other. Agreed, Biggie. Wags is the reason we've handled the Hawks. Yeah, we have had success against the Niners. But that's us, against other teams though. I mean, like the 49ers and stuff, he's still a good player. But yeah, those are good points. It was taking it, and then so he goes on to say, was easy to take advantage of the Wagner's declining coverage skill. Yeah, he's not a big coverage guy anymore, but just on other fronts, getting after the passer, tackling, they're helping out the running game. But yeah, that's why he's not worth the 11 million. Graduate 12 says, Amelia, are there any murals, paintings, art that you can drive to and do quick live stream and show the buzz and see? Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that. Thank you. That's why I always say, if you guys have any ideas, shoot them by me in the comments or here. I didn't think about that. Like, I'm still going to do the video about the Super Bowl gear that I got. I still have stuff coming in. Yeah, there are all around town. I'll let you guys. I'll do a little video about that. Um, Maybe yeah, similar to the German guy with the long hair. I like that guy. The Venice German guy is cool. But yeah, that's a good idea. Jerry Ramirez says California, New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida have multiple fan bases in sports. Yeah. Yep. Granger 12, Bobby Wagner saw that what Von Miller got, and is expecting the same. Yeah, I mean, of course you want to win, but there's nothing wrong with trying to get getting the bag, so to speak, getting money while you can, especially for an older player. So he's just biding his time, he's trying to see if somebody's gonna offer him, a king's ransom. So hopefully, he'll come and sign with us so we can get that shored up. But yeah, we're still in the mix for him. So we'll see what happens. Brian Smith says 1 year, 5 million max for Wagner. That's what I'm saying. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. And also, like I said, because he doesn't have an agent, you say, well, look, I lined up a couple of deals with a couple of endorsements, man, and there's more money in the back end, or hey, you automatically, being a Los Angeles Ram, you automatically get sweet tickets for the Lakers games. Unfortunately, they're not good right now. Maybe the Dodgers. My Lakers are taking it on the chin this year, but whatever. We're spoiled as Laker fans. Jared Warmer says we went 2-0 versus Seattle last season, but will the Rams go 4-0 versus Seahawks? We should, but who knows? It's hard you can't scientifically, you can't figure it out, because for some reason we roll out of bed and we beat the Niners. I mean, excuse me, I have it backwards. So we beat the Seahawks, we roll out of bed no matter who we're playing. We always play them tough. And the Niners, we haven't played our greatest games until the championship game in the last game of the year. It's weird, but then the Seahawks can sweep the Niners, so can the Cardinals. So it's just weird. It's a matter of matchups and how things work out. But yeah, I expect us to be this guy right here, Stafford, is going to be the key in a year or two with McVay. The guy, I can't say enough about Matthew Stafford, man. It's funny because this guy, he's always a cool guy, all pro, one of the better quarterbacks in the league for a long time. Doesn't cause problems, stayed in Detroit, never caused any issues, never opened his mouth about anything, and just balled out all the time, played through injuries. And you have so much hate for Stafford. I mean, there was one guy that I kind of went on his comments because I kind of just ran across it. You know how you see guys on YouTube, and I don't like to get into stuff that, I have my own channel now. I wouldn't like that. But the guy was saying how a couple that Stafford was overrated and this and that, and I kind of said, well, overrated, that didn't age very well. And then I should have said anything, but I had a sticker for my dude, and then he said back something about, oh well, he won't win it again. And I go, way to move the goalposts. First he's overrated, and now you're saying he won't win it again. Okay, some people are just like that. They don't like a guy, and that the guy can do no right. Kind of like LeBron. If you're not a LeBron fan, especially if you're not a Laker fan, you're not going to give him his props. Like, I wasn't really a LeBron fan per se. I respect him because he wasn't a Laker. Didn't really worry about him, but as a Laker now, I see how hard he works. I don't approve of everything. Any player, you don't approve everything they do off the field or whatever. But I got to see the type of player he was, and I appreciated him, seeing him every day, as a Laker, but, there's just some people out there that just have this. I don't understand, this hatred for, not hatred, but hater aid. Always gotta be a hater on Matthew Stafford, but that's their problem. I'm glad we got him. I'm glad that we didn't go after Aaron Rodgers, because at first it was reported that we were going after Aaron Rodgers, and, with that diva mentality, and he's just too much, man. He's like kinda like a girlfriend, that is, they say, what is it called? Uh, uh, when they're too when there's too much, going on, I can't think of the word right now, but, he's just you always gotta work on it. You gotta walk on eggshells with the guy, it seems like. And then when he goes on podcasts or whatever, he's blunt, you should be able to be blunt with him and, say, "Hey, man, well, you're not 25 years old no more. We had to draft, a quarterback underneath you. So in case something happens to you, when you start to fall off, we look out for our franchise. You understand that, man. You were behind Favre before, but you can't." The guy gets all butt hurt, and he took all the money, and then they lost to Devontae Adams. So I'm glad we didn't get him, man. I'm glad that we got Stafford. Let's see. Grander 12 says, Ramelia, those Rams colored donuts from the popular donut shop there. Them donuts look so good. Yeah, I saw Mexican bread too with Rams colors during the Super Bowl. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Danny Trejo's place. He's a big Ram fan, and I love the dude. Very inspirational story. The stuff that he's went through, and turned his life around. And also a big Ram fan. We call him Ram Machete Ram. I call him my Theo. He's my Theo, my uncle, and Machete Ram. So yeah, I wonder if they still have them there. But that Randy's Donuts, yeah, they had it. Rams colors all around Los Angeles. They had Ram colors, everything. You'd see signs, during the Super Bowl, the electronic signs, billboards, let's go Rams, and it was amazing and is amazing time. But yeah, Jerry Romero says Rams donuts from Randy's look so delicious to try. Yeah, man, I love donuts. You can tell. But yeah, they're good. They're good. Grinder Trump says yes, they need to get the hate out of their heart. Yeah, man. It's okay if you don't like a guy, but Stafford, he's always been a team guy. I mean, look at that video with Detroit when he jacked his shoulder up and he went back in. I mean, he's just been a heck of an athlete and one of the top quarterbacks. Never got his due. It's okay if you didn't think, oh, he's not that good. It's okay if you think that, but why still hate on him? Oh, he's overrated. Why? He's what do you mean overrated? He's even before he came to the Rams, he had all these comeback wins. He had all these stats, and when they had good teams around him, they went to the playoffs. A lot of teams go to the playoffs and they can't go any further because the other teams were better. So, even when he came to the Rams, can he do it? What do you mean, can he do it? It's not like he's trying basketball or something. This is what he does for a living. Now you put him in this culture. The only thing we were worried about really was because he's in his 13th year was injuries. Had the injuries in Detroit from being on bad teams taking its toll. And I think he was banged up for a little while, but he played through it. And here we are with the Super Bowl championship. So, it's weird how people think. That's why I don't listen to people. I have my own ideas and I put them out there, and we all have our own ideas. And I'm not always right either, but I really thought it was a big upgrade from Jared Goff, and I was so glad that we got him instead of Aaron Rodgers. Grander 12 says yes, they need to. Yeah, they already got that one. Jared Ramirez says at first I thought Matthew Stafford would be a wait and see, and look how they exceeded their expression. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's okay, because nothing's guaranteed, But I just thought because of McVay and the weapons we had, and then at that time, remember, Cam Akers wasn't hurt yet when we signed him. We're like, oh man, he finally has a running back, and then Cam Akers gets hurt. But yeah, it was amazing year, amazing year. Grander 12 says Danny Trejo taco shop, German in Venice, showed his shop. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Danny Trejo tacos shop, Trejo's tacos. It's pretty good. They also have like gluten free stuff and he has a few locations. I just haven't been in the donut shop for some reason. I want to get, it's funny because I respect Danny Trejo and he's a big Ram fan, and he's an inspirational story. He's been through the ins and ups, and he's did his stuff, his dirt, and he's so to speak, and he's did his time to society, and he's turned his life around, and I respect that. He's a big inspiration, and besides being a Ram fan, he seems like to be a cool dude, down to earth, and he doesn't mince words when he talks, and that's what I like about people when they do that. And he I'm glad for him. I'm so happy for him to be having success, it's just great. But I want to go to the donut shop. It's neat to go there, the way it's designed, the building. It's a pink shop outside, and it's funny because Danny Trejo's a tough guy, and his donut shop's pink, and then the box, you get a box of donuts, and it's got this Danny Trejo logo on top. It's basically a cartoon version of his face. It's funny. It's cool though. I like it. I want to go, but they close at 4 o'clock for some reason. With the COVID hours, I guess some stores are closing earlier, but we haven't been able to make it yet. Sometimes we'll be eating Dreo tacos, and we're like, you want to go to the donut shop, and no, they're closed already. That's right, at 4 o'clock. So you take donuts home, but yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm gonna try it. Maybe I'll do a little video about it too. Grinder Trump says Matt Stafford is the enigma player. He puts up stats, is always debated. If he had a good team around him in Detroit, yeah, you got the Skip Baylesses who and rightly so, can't kiss Tom Brady's ass enough, even when he loses. A guy like Matthew Stafford comes up, wins the Super Bowl, always an excuse, and it's just what it is. People are just going to be that way. So whatever. We have the Super Bowl, and we're Super Bowl champions. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, so Matthew Stafford, I had put on my my thumbnail, was out and about, and TMZ did a little interview, quick interview while he's walking on the sidewalk, and he was saying, he would love Aaron Donald to be back, and OBJ, and he's letting the front office know that he wants them back. And of course, they've already announced it, and Sean McVay already announced that Aaron Donald's coming back. We already knew that they were extending him. So yeah, he was making a point to let them know that, we really need him back. Everybody knows that, but the guy that I kind of, my eyebrow was with is good. He's putting pressure to get OBJ. The reason why we haven't signed OBJ yet is because he's not available because of the injury until late October, November at the earliest. Because of the injury, he's not even going to play the full season. He'll play the last end of the games, and that makes him available for the playoffs. But that's why we're having that on the back burner, because other teams are shying away. They're making their own signings and stuff for players that can help them now during the beginning from game one. So the Rams are doing Aaron Donald's extension, even though Cooper Kupp has 2 more years on his contract until 2024. They're extending him and because he's Cooper Kupp is like 17th paid wide receiver in the league. What a bargain, what a bargain. So they want to do right about him, and that's why this franchise, you want to be frugal and be like, oh well, we don't need to sign him, let's put that on the back end. Well, things are just going to go up. Look at, they give all those picks for Devontae Adams and all that money, and there's reports. And if I was a 49ers, I would look into it about, because of the Devontae Adams thing. And I know it would crush their offense getting rid of Debo, but I would look into all those draft picks. If they can get a king's ransom for Debo, why not get rid of them? Because they ain't gonna win anyway as long as we're there. That's my take. They can get close, but we're going to be there to stop them anyway. You might as well wait out Stafford being retired, and so we're in their way, just like they were in our way in the late 80s when we had John Robinson and Eric Dickerson and and a young Jim Everett at that time when he came in 2086. and they were in our way a couple times, so now we're in their way, and so that's the way it goes. Payback is bitch. But yeah, so if they can give you a king's ransom, hey, because you ain't gonna win anything anyway. We're in that division. We're the NFC West, NFC, and Super Bowl champions. We're not going anywhere for the next few years, so you might as well get what you can. And I hate to say this because I'm not making a personal attack, but somebody brought it to, well, he didn't bring it to my attention, but I saw it. If you look at Kyle Shanahan, man, him and McVay are similar age, they're buddies and everything. McVay looks young and all spry, and that's what winning does to you. But Shanahan looks like he's aged 10 years, man, if you look at him. And he seems to be a good guy. He's a great coach, offensive mind. I'm not a particular fan of his head coaching style, but I respect his offensive mind. He comes from a good. The Shanahans are smart when it comes to offensive plays and football knowledge. But if you look at the guy compared to McVay, I mean, he's looked like he's aged a lot. It's taken its toll being in. I mean, as good of an offensive minded he is, and the great players that they've had the last few years, and they went to the championship game and they went to the Super Bowl. He has let's see, so 2019 last year, in 5 years, I think he has 2 winning seasons. In the fight, this is a 6th year, and he has a losing record as a head coach, and a lot of it's because of injuries, but also it's because of his choices at quarterback. He decided to sign Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo's injury prone. They gave him all that money, and then Shanahan hasn't been able to, be a QB whisperer and get the best out of the Mullins and the guys that they've had there. So, I was looking at him the other day, and somebody brought that up, and I was like, wow, he does look like he's aged a lot. Poor dude. Maybe that's taking its toll, the pressure. But imagine if he was in Los Angeles. Talk about pressure to McVay. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's crazy. And their offensive line, the Niners' offensive line, man, I hope it stays that way. They're in shambles right now. Their offensive line. They're bringing back the McGlincheys and the Brunskill to 1-year deal. The Brunskill guy that got ragdolled in the NFC Championship game by Greg Gaines and Aaron Donald. The only good guy they have there is Trent Williams. They lost a few guys, and we all lose guys in free agencies, but that offensive line's not going to hold up. We'll see what happens. I can see with the Kyler Murray running around, I can see them sweeping them again. We'll see what happens. It's early. What's up, Michael Kinsey Azuma? What's up, brother? Cooper Kupp is molding. Hold on one second. Is molding like a Tom Brady of wide receivers, modeling like Tom Brady of wide receivers. He may not. He may not be the highest paid wide receiver, but I think he's still winning. He probably good with that money he's getting. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So Cooper Kupp didn't bring it up. I get your point. Like we don't need to give him more money, but we know that the market's just going to go up. So we might as well do it now. We might as well do it now because it's just going to go up, and we already have a couple years on his year still left, and so we're trying to maybe add another couple years on it. So I put that on the back burner. Allen Robinson's contract is for 3 or 4 years, I believe. So, we want to keep our core together, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, they are extending them. They're maybe they promised that to him, but they just want to keep them happy. And also it sets a precedent for our other players. They know that we'll take care of them. And that's why, to me, it's important to sign OBJ. He helped us win the Super Bowl. This is a business still. You have to be frugal with your salary cap, but it's also means a lot when you have a reputation around the league, because players talk to other players, if we're able to do a responsive contract with OBJ and make him happy, say, you know what, man, I understand that you're hurt. We appreciate what you did for us. This is what we're going to do for you. Don't worry. We got you. And, they take care of him because once he's out there, he's a weapon. Unfortunately, he got hurt. OBJ I'm talking about. And, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with just the integrity of our front office. And we want to keep on our reputation of being responsible with our top players and give them a fair deal and keep us and keep us winning too at the same time. The guy that I hated to leave was Robert Woods, though, but I wish we could have kept him, man. I wanted to see everybody together. OBJ, Robert Woods, Allen Robinson now, Cooper Kupp, Higbee. I wanted us to see all of them together, but maybe that was just a fantasy with so many weapons on that part. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully the guy who's on my S list still from the championship game in the Super Bowl, Ben Schroeneck, will break out and not have those hands like that, and come through in the big games. Maybe Van Jefferson will take another step forward and be able to be a number 2 receiver caliber, because he really went away in the Super Bowl. I was really surprised when OBJ went down because of his pedigree, being a Jefferson. His dad Pops played with the Chargers for a long time, and he's a good receiver, a good young kid, very explosive. I'm surprised he didn't take it upon himself and take over the game a little bit on his side, because they were singling him up. I'm surprised. I'm really disappointed that he didn't, and maybe he'll take the next step forward, because he showed flashes that hey man, you can't guard me. He's boom, and Stafford hits him down deep. Surprised, but he's still a young player, so we'll see what happens. GP Shadow, what's up, brother? He says, "Sup, Amelia? What's up, man? Thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate it." Granzer 12 says Stafford should take the league minimum, as Rams can have some salary cap. Yeah, well, Stafford, he didn't take the league minimum, but he's not one of the highest paid QBs. He's in there, but I think his cap number is like $7 million a year. Really great cap number when it comes to that. So yeah, he is helping the team with the salary cap. So that's one thing that's great about Matthew Stafford, that he is on board with that. So but yeah, I really hope that we get some news pretty soon on Bobby Wagner. I really would love to see him in a Rams jersey. I was surprised that we haven't heard anything, but he went to the Ravens besides us, and he hasn't made a deal yet. There's been other reports of him of teams that are interested in him, even the Cowboys, but I guess the Cowboys bowed out of the sweepstakes, of the Bobby Wagner sweepstakes, so to speak. And so his choices are being narrow. But once when everyone found out that he wanted 11 million, they're like, "Nah, we're good, man." As great a player as he's been, but yeah, he's not the player he used to be, but he can be a weapon with us. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Michael Kinsey says, I'm just waiting for Bobby Wagner sweepstakes to end. Yeah, me too. I mean, even if we don't get him, just get it over with already. But yeah, but I would love to, as a Ram fan, we've been very spoiled. It's been like Christmas, we got Von Jones and we got OBJ, within a few days of each other last year, remember? And amazing. And then before that, the Marcus Peters and the Aqib Talibs and even getting Sony Michelle basically for you know, a cup of coffee, basically. We hardly gave anything for him, which was, and he turned out to be a savior when Daryl Henderson got hurt, and Cam Akers was already on the shelf. Getting Matthew Stafford. I mean, just the moves that Les Snead has made. I know he's not perfect, and he messed up with the contracts for Golf and Gurley, but this guy, can't say enough about him. He got us a Super Bowl. I'll always be grateful to him. Uh, um, I always be grateful to him for doing that for our Rams, and McVay for the culture. It's just an amazing time. I can't say enough about it. Um, but yeah, did you guys? I don't. This is not football related, but I keep seeing all over social media the Will Smith and poor Chris Rock, and then I see people uh doing doing memes of there's one guy, he's a Ram fan, and he's doing he did a meme of a meme, how do you say it, meme of Will Smith is walking up, and somehow they put the Ram logo on Will Smith head, on Will Smith's head, and the 49er logo on on Chris Rock. And so it looks like, Will Smith with the Ram head. He was slapping. Well, he did slap him. And then this is something like the Rams during the Rams in the championship game after the Niners talking about 6-0, 6-0. It's not funny that he got slapped. I feel bad for. I'm a fan of both of them. Really disappointed in Will Smith. I was looking at it. I was like, was it staged? I don't understand why it happened. But that's all over social media, so you gotta mention that. Oh, by the way, so Legoland, I don't know if anyone has seen the story about this. So Legoland, see this picture behind me. They have a display talking about the Rams murals and stuff. They have a display at Legoland of SoFly Stadium. Amazing. If you look inside here, that's the field inside. They actually built hours and hours of painstaking detail. They made a SoFly Stadium replica out of Legos. Look at the fans. I mean, wow. And so that's what I say, Ramelia. We want to win this year, but just take in still the magnitude of this year in our lives as Ram fans, and this time, we're all fortunate because I mean Legoland is making a replica of a SoFly Stadium. The Patriots have all those Super Bowls and all that. They're not making any replicas of their stadium anywhere, like that. They on the mountain where it says Hollywood Hill, the Hollywood sign. They put. I think they could have did a better job, but it's hard to do that. They put an overlay over the letters and it said Ram House. The Rams had the Super Bowl parade and the Super Bowl parade at Disneyland. Um, this is something else, man. So just take in. I know we're excited to get back to to the next season and who we're going to get, but for me, I am still curious who we're going to get, and I'm looking forward to the season and the next journey. But um I'm still enjoying this time right now because I mean, look at this, all this painstaking work, and it's just an amazing time. Take it in, guys. Tomorrow's not promised, and so I've said it before. If I was to die today, or tomorrow, I'm happy because I saw my Rams win the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, and just the way everything happened, getting a Matthew Stafford out of nowhere, and people said, "Oh, what are our fan bases of other teams always have?" this year and before, the Rams are broke. The Rams are broke. The Rams ain't gonna do nothing, blah blah blah. The Rams are mortgaging their future, and then we get Stafford in. So just take this in, man, because I saw this and I was like, wow, it just gets better. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I want to go see this this year, and so but yeah, just I'm still taking it in. I'm still enjoying it. This is something that even my face mask, here in California, there's places where and I do it too. Like, I don't want to catch somebody's cold, but it gives me a chance to show off my Super Bowl face mask. I got a few of them. You can see it very good. When I go to Disneyland, I went yesterday because I'm a pass holder. I'm blessed to be a pass holder. I say because I love, as a kid, I've always loved Disneyland. And I props to my mom for that. And we just have a good time. Sometimes you want to have a drink, or I'm not a big drinker, but they have like different things, to try it out. And want to go have a Dole Whip or whatever it is. You walk around and look around. One of my favorite rides is the Incredicoaster. But it's funny because now with the Rams having won the Super Bowl freshly, having a parade at Disneyland, there was a Niner guy here and they have their hat on. I don't see as many as before the championship game. During the championship game time, before the pre-championship game, you saw a lot of them. Now I say, hey, brother, and I usually have my Ram gear on, or my Ram hat, or Ram face mask, whatever it is. And I say, well, man, welcome to the Rams house, man. And they kind of look at me laughing, like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm talking about here. They had the parade here for us. And so, I kind of rub it in a little, but it's all in good fun. I'm not being mean about it. I'm just laughing. And so they're like, yeah, so, so like I said, I'm so happy. Wherever I go, I just if I see another Ram brother, I see a lot of them at Disneyland too. I go, hey man, what's up, champ? What's up, champ? And I go like that. I usually have something on, I go like that. Hey, what's up, champ? Hey, I like your whatever. And hey, I like yours too, and we go like that, man. All right, brother. All right, Ramilia. And it's a great time. I love it. Some of the security guards during the playoff run were like, yeah, I hope we win. I hope we win, at Disneyland. It's just a great time. You got Aaron Donald and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp going to Laker games. And 2 of the 3 times Stafford and Donald were there. They won and LeBron went off. And then unfortunately, Cooper Kupp win and LeBron didn't play and the Lakers lost. But it's just an amazing time in Los Angeles with the Rams. Let's see here. Michael Kinsey says Will Smith just took a big with that though. Yeah, I'm disappointed in the guy. That's why I was like, is it staged? Because I want to believe it's staged. I really respect Will Smith. He's a great actor. Amazing story about him. Being a rap guy and then having that comedy show, and I like his movies. But yeah, I don't think it was called for. I don't condone anything like that, but just because you're at the Oscars and you have to understand your surrounding, and he could have said, hey man, that's not cool or whatever, but it was joking. It was joking. So I don't want to get too much on that, but yeah, I didn't like that he did that. You can handle that behind the scenes if you have a problem with it, but it's just jokes. Grander 12 says, I never had enough Legos to make anything out close. I was lucky to have any Legos. I had Tinker Toys. Yeah, Tinker Toys. Yes, Tinker Toys. Yeah, me either. And I used to get frustrated. I have let's see. I don't have it with me. I have a little Todd Gurley figure somewhere. I'm gonna drop everything. These aren't Legos, but you guys have probably seen these around. I haven't put it together because I'm not very good at this stuff. So I still have that. Maybe I'll make it and I'll put it up one day. So but yeah, Legos I always love Legos, but I don't have the patience. I have a Ram helmet too that's a Lego it's not Legos, but it's like Legos. You know, they're the same kind of shapes and everything. And Legos doesn't make NFL stuff, but yeah, but yeah, Tinker Toys is awesome as a kid too. Yeah, a lot of unfortunately the kids nowadays, I've seen infants in the stroller with their tablets. You know, it's amazing the technology. Our kids aren't going to be doing that stuff anymore. Granger 12 says, Talamola Levato, welcome to the Rams house. Yeah, what's up, SG Sports Talk channel? He says, hi, Remelia Sports Report. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, brother. Rams Casa, Granger 12 says, well, welcome in SG Sports Truck channel. He's a good dude. Great channel. Yeah, he comes in and gives us support, so he's a good dude. You know, all the guys that I become friends with. You know, this started as a labor of love. I'm going to start to expand my channel, and I thank you guys for the support. Um, you know, this is something that's fun for me. It's able to, you know, we can all talk football from different teams. You know, my other brother, Ram Brothers, Pale Time, and Rams House. You know, it's a great community, and you know, I have a lot of friends that are on the Niners side, so we go back and forth, and it's all in good fun. We keep it respectful, but we do lay into each other. You know, but it is good. It is cool. But thank you, SG Sports Truck Channel. Appreciate you coming in, brother. He says, how's your day so far? It's going good, man. Thank you. I was just talking about how we should you know, rejoice right now. You know, it's a good time, you know, as Ram fans and Niner fans. You know, they have a optimism, you know, Trey Lance and coming off an NFC Championship game, and so we'll see what happens. But yeah, but he says, yeah, I love Will Smith's movies. Yeah, I love them too. Bad Boys, I love those two movies, Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. SG Sports Trek channels, I like your haircut. Oh, it's not cut, it's just it's pulled back. Oh, like your ponytail. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, I turned 53, so I'm an old dude, right? And so I said, you know, with the pandemic, I'm gonna grow my hair out. You know, at times it's a hassle, you know, so I say, if I can still grow it out, I'm gonna grow it out. And so when the pandemic's over, maybe I'll cut it. So we'll see what happens. As long as they let me, don't give me any issues at work, I guess I'm okay for right now. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, SG Sports Truck Channel says, hey man, how's life? Life is good, man. I was just saying, you know, tomorrow's not promised. You know, let's just enjoy everything, and you know, we're just talking about free agency and see what happens, and we'll see what happens. With Mr. Bucks Nation, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you for coming in, brother. He says, our year, boy. Yeah. You know, Tom Brady's back, man. You know, Tom Brady is a handful. You know, for me as a Ram fan, because he beat us twice in the Super Bowl. I don't like the guy, but I respect what he does, and you know, he is something to be reckoned with. Oh, let me and but yeah, so he's something to be reckoned with, Tom Brady. The guy is something else, but yeah, man, you guys look good. You guys look good. You guys lost players like we do. Unfortunately, we have to lose players in free agency. SG Sports Track Channel says, I love your YouTube channel. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in and showing support. And then he says, I like your content and your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And it's all in good fun. You know, I rib our main rival, the Niners, and you know, it's because, you know, we're rivals. So, we both do that. I was on my guy CG Ruthless Sports is another Niner brother that I became good friends with, and I go on there too, and he was talking about okay, Katie, my dog Katie. Somebody's probably driving up next door. Um, I go on his channel, and he was talking about, and he's doing his own show, so I kind of chime in. I go on there with him, show him support, and he was saying something about the red wave at SoFi Stadium and this and that. I go, wait a minute now. And so we go back and forth, but yeah, it's all in good fun, you know. Mr. Bucks Nation says, where does OBJ go? Maybe Packers. Man, we're still here at the Rams place, Rams camp. We think he's still going to be signed by us, because he liked it here when he was, he saw the main thing with the Rams, forget that I'm a Ram fan. The culture here has been so great. I was alluding to that earlier before you came in, Mr. Buck Nation. Players come here, and I'm not saying just as a Ram homer. I of course I love my Rams. When they don't do what I don't like, or they do something I don't like, which hasn't been much at all recently. They've been doing their things pretty good. I don't like Robert Woods is gone, things like that. But the culture here with McVay has brought in so wonderful. Um, OBJ fit in perfect with the Rams. He was on his way to winning the MVP in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And so that's why teams are shying away. So we think he's still going to be signed by us, but he's not going to be available till late October, November. So we'll see what happens. But the Packers, though, because Devontae Adams isn't there. But then again, um, he's not available till October, November, so he won't even help them during the year. So that's what helps us might be able to sign them again. We'll see what happens. Uh, Mr. Bucks Nation says the Bucks will be fine for the future. Though Glazers like winning, so we will keep building a good team. Yeah, you guys, props to the Bucks, man. I mean, the first year you guys were the first team that to win the Super Bowl at home. It's amazing. Oh, SG Sports Track Channel. I saw you on the Cone phone in Rondo, so that was pretty cool to see you on there. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I like going on there. Rumble, I just happened, and this is what happens. Thank you for saying that. I just happened to be, this is all new for me. I didn't even think about getting a channel. And then I started going on there, and then I go, you know what? I'd like to, come in and talk about football and get things off my chest. And we just happened to win the Super Bowl. But I've been a Ram fan since 1979 as a kid. When they went to St. Louis, because I'm from SoCal, it was heartbreaking. So I understand my Ram brothers and sisters in St. Louis, but there are other Ramelia. It's really hard, when you lose your team. But it was always loyalty over location. But I just happened to run across Rombo's show, and I would call in there, and we'd go back and forth. And then I said, after a while, I said, this guy's a pretty good guy. He's a passionate guy. So when I go in there, I try to be PC and be respectful because it's his channel now that I have my own channel. And but he's a good guy, and plus he's a Laker fan, so it makes it easier to like him. So, but and then Cone, then Grant Cone. I know a lot of Niner fans don't like Grant Cone, but he has to do a show. He has to be provocative and get people to talk. But he's respectful to me, and I appreciate his show. And he doesn't mince words either. He holds Kyle Shanahan to the coals. That's what I respect about him. And but yeah, and one guy said that myself and Grant have a good chemistry together. I like going on his show. I'll go on there more often if you guys. But thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Michael Kinsey says those are rumors that the Patriots are pursuing OBJ. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors everywhere, but other teams saw the player that OBJ was with Stafford, and he was on his way to winning that MVP in that Super Bowl. The Rams are on their way. Who knows what would have happened, but they were on their way to blowing the Bengals out because it was 14-3. Cooper Kupp was being doubled. OBJ was wide open. They were getting him open, and and that's even without Higbee. Imagine if we had OBJ, Tyler Higbee, OBJ. Imagine if we had Robert Woods for that game. All of them, boy. So I'm glad we still won it. At least Stafford got to show that no look pass to Cooper Kupp. This is why this dude here, Matthew Stafford, imagine the pressure, just all the naysayers and haters that you can't do it. Oh, he's gonna lose. Oh, he's been throwing picks, blah blah blah. And the pressure, the amount of pressure that this dude, he had to go to a dark place to come back in that Super Bowl because he was. I mean, to do that's what he does though. That's a greater player is a no look pass to move the linebacker over and then hit Kupp right, boom, and amazing. That's something that's legend. I mean, I'm not comparing them, but have you ever seen a Joe Montana? That's not their game, or a John Elway, or some of the greats in the league do that, and when the chips are on the table. Mahomes is something else because he's a young kid and he grew up like that. Um, but um, but uh, uh, amazing this guy. Uh, I can't say enough about the guy. But yeah, so he helped OBJ uh, show that he's still, and OBJ made props to OBJ because he made the catches, but he made some big catches for us down the stretch. So hopefully we'll still be able to sign him. But other teams are looking at him now, like, wow, man, we can use that. But let's see here. Mr. Bucks Nation says, not here to hate, but Rams will be in trouble in the future with depth like cap issues. Well, no, that's fine. But Mr. Buck Nation's Mr. Bug Nation, you have a point about the cap situation, but the one thing, yeah, it's just a lot of fans of other teams aren't used to the way we do business. We have lost players every year, and we can't sign. We have to make tough decisions, but our core guys, we keep signing, and we've been very lucky. And also, we take credit for signing with our third, fourth, fifth round pick, second round pick. Getting gems, in those picks. Cam Akers was like a third round pick. Cooper Kupp was a second round pick. On and on. The Johnny Johnsons were a third round pick that we had. We've been very lucky. We have Robert Rochelle to take over for Darius Williams in the back end. And the cap's going to expand next year. We've been very, our front office is something else. So the future for us is bright because we know what to do. We know how to manage it as long as we have a guy at quarterback here and Aaron Donald on the other side. We'll be fine. But yeah, I understand from other teams. Normally that's an issue, and it is an issue. We lose certain players we'd like to keep, like a Von Miller, but it's amazing here. The way we're able to um, uh, manipulate the cap and restructure guys. And SG Sports Channels, I like your Rams fan cave. Thank you, brother. it's the Ramelia Studios. Mr. Buck Nation's rambling. Not. Oh, yeah, I got you. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I got you. Let's see. Michael Kinsey says restructuring players' contract is just a way to circumvent the cap space. That's why we don't get a big cap hit, unlike the Packers and Saints. Yeah, we're amazing when it comes to structure, and also the culture. That's why I was saying how we're trying to work on a deal for Cooper Cup now, Super Cup, to get him, because the going price is going up for wide receivers. So even though we have 2 more years on his deal, we're trying to rework it now so it's cap friendly and also extend him and show him some love. Hey, what's up, my brother? CJ Ruthless Sports. What's up, brother? There's another good Niner dude. One of my good friends on YouTubers. Check out his channel. He tells it like it is too. Him and my other Niner brother, Niner Sickness. They're just like me. They tell it how it is, and we're all a big cool YouTube community and family. But yeah, Michael Hensley, probably the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys. Boy, there's too much to talk about them, man. I'm so glad I'm not a Cowboy fan. They have some great history, but boy, look at it this way. Jared Goff, God bless him, he did the best that he could. It's not his fault that he can't hit that certain ceiling, but he helped us get to an NFL Super Bowl, first a championship game, and then we got to the Super Bowl. And he nothing but winning with McVay, right? Stafford, we all, as Ram fans, we all figured he was a good quarterback. We weren't sure how much he had left because of the injuries and the toll that it's took. But he got us to the Super Bowl and we won it, right? Dak Prescott, with one of the most richest franchises and owners in the NFL, has yet to sniff an NFC Championship game with a loaded roster, and Elliott in Zeke Elliott in his prime. Unfortunately, we took him out in 2018, but that's what we do at Rams
at the Rams house is we normally take out the Cowboys in the playoffs. You know, if you look back, 1985, Eric Dickerson, 248 yards versus the Cowboys at Anaheim Stadium. We took them out of the playoffs. 1979, to get to the Super Bowl, the Rams went to Cowboy Stadium and beat Roger Staubach. Ferragamo hits Billy Waddy over the middle for a touchdown. And the next year, Roger Staubach retires. So the Rams retired Roger Staubach. And they eventually lose to the Steelers in the Super Bowl in 79. 2018, the Rams beat the Cowboys with Dak Prescott in the Coliseum in the playoffs. So we always knock them out of the playoffs in recent history. But Dak Prescott, man, all that money they gave him, and now they lost to Amari Cooper, and he's kind of like no, not talking smack, but he's kind of like Tony Romo the second. You know, good teams, but they just can't get over the hump. But we'll see with that. I like Michael Parsons, and a couple of other players. But we'll see what happens. I really like Gallup, and I like their running back Pollard. Man, unfortunately they messed up with the cap with the Zeke contract because Pollard is a upcoming star in my opinion. He's kind of like Daryl Henderson though. He's kind of light in the back end and he might get hurt. Let's see. Mr. Buck Nation says, yeah, but Bucks do it well too. That's so we said as well. Yeah, so you have an idea. Yeah, you guys do it well too. So you have an idea what we're doing. But yeah, you guys really do. And also Tom Brady's like Stafford when it comes to that he's not going to take all the money in the pot. You know, they want him. They understand that they need to keep good players around them. The court jester, what's up, brother? He says, I'll pay $5 for him. Inflation got me twisted. Graduate 12, Ramelia, when are we going to show off your lowrider that is ramped up, ram colors? And I don't have a lowrider, man. I got I was looking at new cars and I can't afford that right now. I don't want that car payment, but I got a nice looking, clean, white Pontiac Grand Prix. V6 with leather seats and heat warmers in the front cab and the passenger side, and I'm good with that right now. I got Ram season tickets. I got a Disney pass holder, Dream Key, and matter of fact, my Ram season tickets are going to be due in May, and so but I was looking at new cars. I want a new car, but no, I can't do it. But yeah, no low rider though. Start the season. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. Um, Cowboys are a mess. Unfortunately, man, for their fan base and they're one of the biggest fan bases in California, unfortunately, in Oxnard. They come around. But yeah, they in the NFC least division is all in shambles, kind of. One year they look okay, the next year they can't get it going. The Cowboys have had a better team, and they barely win the division still, and they can't when they play really good teams. The Niners took them out at home. They can't, it's weird because as long as Jerry Jones is owner, and he likes to be in the news and do interviews right after the game, and he gets yes men coaches. They're going to be that same way because I'm not a big McCarthy fan. He's a good coach, but that's the horrible fit for the Cowboys. But Jerry Jones likes him, and that's why he's there. Let's see. Michael Kinsey says, I just wish that Jerry Jones could take a step back and let his people do the shots this time. Well, that's the thing, the Cowboys with the talent they've had over the years, they have really underachieved. And I know Dak Prescott got hurt though, and he's coming back. So last year, Dak Prescott wasn't explosive as he was in prior years on the mobile front. So I'm looking for him to have better that way. And they were very fortunate to have the draft come out with the Michael Parsons and the Diggs. And but unfortunately, contracts come up, and Amari Cooper had to be let go. They lost out on that horrible contract situation with was it Gregory? to the Denver Broncos. You know, they had him signed, and then they try to work something out at the end, and then he got pissed and he left to the Broncos. That's very Bush League move, man. You cannot have that. You need to keep signing your guys. And when you have them right there and they're on the verge of signing, you got to finish that. What is that? So I know Jerry Jones. I'm surprised nobody's head rolled for that. I'm surprised that Jerry Jones didn't fire the GM or whoever's in charge of that signing. Mr. Buck Nation says the Bucks will be fine in the future, even if even with the Patriots, as they have 6 rings. Yeah, the Patriots are always going to be tough as long as Belichick's there. But yeah, you know, they got the 6 rings is amazing. They're an apparition because it's hard to win a Super Bowl. I mean, ask the Niners, ask the Cowboys. They're trying to win their that last another ring, and it's been a long time. They've been out of the game for a long time. You know, here in the NFC West, uh, the Rams are the one team that has won 2 Super Bowls since the Niners won their last one in 1994. You know, we won in the 99 season, and then we won in the last year, and then the in between there, the Seahawks won one. So it's hard to win Super Bowls. It's hard to keep your guys together. That's as a Ram fan, and we finally get to the mountaintop. Even from 2018 when we got to Super Bowl, every year we lose players. We lose players. We lose players. We lose players. We lose coaches. We lose coaches. You know, if guys work with McVay, it's like Shanahan. If guys work with McVay, they're off to head coaching. You know, you can never keep the guys together. But luckily, we re-sign guy. We rehire. We hire great coaches and stuff like that. And McVay is a great coach. And but it's hard to win a Super Bowl, man. It's hard. There's so much stuff that has to go right. It's kind of as far as injuries. Look at the 2018 Super Bowl. We get to the Super Bowl. Todd Gurley's knee is shot now. He's not explosive anymore. The beginning of the 2018 year when we played the Bucks are in my mind. When we played the Chiefs in that big shootout in the Coliseum, 54-51, I think it was. We were explosive. Todd Gurley was explosive. Then we get to the Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp is already out. Didn't even play in the Super Bowl. Todd Gurley's a shadow of himself, and our offense struggled. And so, it takes luck to win Super Bowls. You know, look at this Super Bowl. Tyler Higbee couldn't play because he was injured. We were down to our third string tight end because our backup got injured, and he was starting to come on, Blankton. OBJ got hurt. You know, it takes a lot of luck, man. You know, injuries. Let's see here. SG Sports Truck Channel says, "Do you like coffee or tea?" I go into my phases of coffee sometimes, but I haven't drank coffee in a while. I love iced tea on a hot day. SG Sports Truck, I like your LA Rams T-shirt. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I was lucky to get one of these. I went to because I'm a season ticket holder for the Rams. I just happened to see them. I kept seeing people wear them, and they're out of my size in the pro shop, and they only had like larges and medium left. I'm like, man. And then I went and they had them. I go, let me have 2 of them. So, and they gave us a discount for being season pass holders too. So it's nice. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Grinder 12 says, Romina, do you ever go to the lowrider car shows there? You know what? I don't personally. My sisters do. Maybe not lowrider car shows, but car shows in general. I've never been to one myself. I'm not really into that too much as far as car shows, but yeah, they have a lot of shows around in SoCal. SG Sports Truck Channel says, "What's your favorite game day snack, nachos or wings?" I'm not a big wings guy. I love nachos though, but it's got to be the right cheese. Some cheese is watery. It makes you sick in my stomach. But I love nachos, man. You got tip your hat to chicken nachos. There's a place called Miguel Junior's. They have chicken nachos with guacamole and sour cream and jalapeno. Oh man, I'm making myself hungry now. Yeah, nachos. Wings are okay. Well, usually my game day go-to for watching games is pizza, nachos, maybe a calzone, or for barbecuing, hot dogs, hamburgers, of course. Carne asada. Man, I'm making myself hungry now. But yeah, both are pretty good. But I prefer nachos over wings myself. Michael Kinsey says, how could there be a Cowboys GM is Jerry? Yeah, Jones is also a GM or the team. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I guess, but I'm talking about the guy that signed the guy. I mean, the guy that signed that blew that contract up. The finance guy or whatever. That's what I mean. Whoever uh, is in charge of the contracts there. How do you blow that? That's horrible. You had the guy signed, and then now you have to rework your whole thing. That's what I mean. But yeah, you're right. Jerry Jones runs the whole show over there. And you know what? As a Ram fan too, I don't know if a lot of you know this. When the Rams came back to Los Angeles and they bought the stadium was put up to bid with to vote by the owners. The Carson deal, this horrible idea where the Chargers and Raiders were going to be partners, and they're trying to get a stadium in Carson. And the old Disney CEO Bob Eisner got involved, and they put all the stops. And they were going to try to do a stadium in Carson, and the SoFly stadium plan was way better than that one, and you can see that it now as it came to fruition. But Jerry Jones, the one thing I'll give him, the one thing, the one thing that I'll give him props on um, is he helped Stan Kroenke, because there's you have the top tier owners, you have the mid end owners, and then you have the guys like the Chargers owner, the Raiders owner, they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of pull. The top tier owners, meaning the Robert Krafts, the Pittsburgh owners, the Bears owners, the Stan Kroenkes, Jerry Jones. Those are the guys that kind of, they're the big wigs of owners. They have the most money and they have the most pull. Jerry Jones was instrumental in helping to convince the other owners with Stan Kroenke to okay that deal to when they put it to a vote for SoFly Stadium. And then one of the things is we had to take on the Chargers, and so basically they rent the stadium from us. But so I'll always be thankful for and the Rams got to move back to Los Angeles, so I always be thankful to Jerry Jones for that. That's one thing that I give him props to. Is that for Jerry Jones. SU Sports Rock says you should watch the movie Dust Till Dawn. It's a great film. I watched that. I love that movie. That's the one with Salma Hayek, right? And what's his name? George Clooney and yeah, Danny Trejo. He says you should exactly like Dan Trejo. Yeah, he has long hair too. Andrew 12 says yes, Ramelia keeps avoiding the question. Yes, Ramelia keeps avoiding. What was the question? I'm sorry. What question was it? Did I miss it? Did I miss a question? I'm sorry. Did I miss it? Grandeur 12, let me know. I don't see it. Kenji 12 says, I want to thank him, though, for bringing the Rams back. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. Thoughts on the LA Coliseum? The LA Coliseum, unfortunately, at the parade, they wanted to do it in the stadium. And the rally point here, where see, it says LA Coliseum here they're in the front of the LA Coliseum. But because they did they did some kind of dirt race or something in the Coliseum, so it was all messed up. The dirt track, it wasn't like a regular stadium anymore. The field, so we did it outside. But yeah, the Coliseum's been renovations. My USC Trojans still play there, the football team, and I appreciate it. It's just so old. Thoughts on Donald, SG Sports Channel? They're working on his extension. I love Donald. So thankful we have him, and he's going to play more years. probably a good 3 to 4 more years with us. Thoughts on Ramsey? I love Ramsey. I think that Ramsey was a little beat up, and he said it. That he had something with the shoulder. I think he was saying he was injured. He was banged up but also too, I think some of his legs or something. He kept falling in the Super Bowl. Now, props to Chase, the Bengals wide receiver. Props to him. He's a great wide receiver. He's fast. But I've seen Ramsey, cover D Hop and Metcalf and a bunch of great receivers and not fall so much. And Chase really had him going in that Super Bowl. I know that Ramsey's disappointed in his play in that Super Bowl, but I don't know what was going on there because he kept falling. And in Chase, as great a player as he is, he wasn't doing a lot of wiggle. Ramsey just kept falling. And I've seen Ramsey play against great Pro Bowl receivers and play better than that. So but we won the Super Bowl. I'm glad we have Ramsey on the back end. He makes a big difference guarding the other team's best player, and we can move him around. And he's a beast. He's a dog, they call it, where he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He goes in there and he'll hit you. That's what I like about him. Michael Hensley says, I think the Bengals are a great threat to make another Super Bowl run with all the added players, especially. Yeah, the O-line, that's what they needed. Chase is really good. The running backs, the coach is pretty decent with coming from the McVay tree. But they're going to be tough. But that AFC West is something else. It's going to be great next year. This year coming up is going to be great. I mean, it's going to be amazing matchups. When we play the AFC West, it's going to be crazy. I can't wait for the Raider game here at SoFi Stadium. Going to be a lot of Raider fans there, and hopefully we'll send them away home with the loss, with the L. But now we can show them the video of us winning the Super Bowl in Los Angeles while they have to sit there and watch it. SG Sports Trek Channel says, I really love the dance snake scene from the movie Dust Till Dawn, starring that's my sweetheart Salma Hayek, and I could watch that scene over and over again. Yeah, that's awesome. I love her, and she's in her 50s, and she looks amazing. I love that woman. Amazing. That's my sweetheart. Granger 12 says, on game day, because my team is on an East Coast team living on the West Coast, it's normally breakfast time here. Too early for beer for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's the big time change. The big time difference. That's right. Yeah. So it says 4:00 on your side when it's a 1:00 game here. Yeah. But yeah, that's true. But breakfast is always good too, though. Michael Hensley says, the AFC West is going to be a gladiator division. That's just like us. Remember last year they were saying, oh, the NFC, and it was true. And then Russell Wilson got hurt. The NFC West is the best division in the league. And boy, have things changed. It's still us. We're still two of the best teams in the NFC with the Rams and then the 49ers. We'll see what their quarterback situation looks like. But they're very formidable with Debo and if Trey Lance is mobile, but in that pass rush, but their O-line is weakened, and they made some secondary help, so they have helped that out. But we'll see what happens. The AFC is going to be crazy, but it's hard to. And then the Chiefs are without Cheetah. I mean, they got a king's ransom, but boy, that's a big weapon. We were sad for Robert Woods leaving, right? Because he's the heart and soul of the offense. We love him with Cup, and but man, they don't have Cheetah no more in Kansas City. That's crazy, that's crazy. That really depletes them. The Raiders are going to be tough too. It's gonna be amazing next year, man. It's crazy. Let me check, see if there's any Bobby Wagner breaking news. Breaking news: Rams just signed back new Bobby Wagner. Would be amazing. I don't have nothing Nothing's been sent to me, but just in case. Nothing. But I'm really excited. Not no news on Bobby Wagner. I'm really excited about 6'3" wide receiver Allen Robinson. I mean, here's a guy who played in the Bears organization. And again, I love our wide receivers. When we had Woods and Cup, Van Jefferson, we get guys that aren't divas, but they're very productive. Here's a guy that adds an element to us with a big target. He can go up and get the ball at the highest arc, which maybe he can teach Van Jefferson. Because some of the interception in the Super Bowl, man, you need to go after that ball. Stafford's pointing, go to the corner. He throws it up. That's for you to go and get it, brother. Don't sit back and watch the ball. Go and get it. Like Alvin Harper back in the day with the Cowboys. But that's one of his specialties. OBJ does it too. But he's 6'3". You can't teach height, and he's got hands. But check this out. So a lot of you might know this, but I just wanted to go over it real quick. So last year he had COVID protocols. He had a hamstring injury. He was trying to go. The quarterback situation in the Bears was worse than ever. But in 2020, the guy had 102 catches, 1,250 yards with the Bears. Right? 2019, 98 catches, 1,100 yards, 1147 with the Bears. So imagine what he'll do with the Rams, with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp getting all the love and all the coverage. This is a big weapon. I mean, to me, this is the sleeper steal. I hate that Robert Woods is not there. But this guy is a couple years younger than Robert Woods too. But also he doesn't have a big injury issues. Jaden Ramsey played with him back in when he was with the Jaguars, and in 2015 he had 80 catches for 1,400 yards. The guy can go and get it, and he can catch it, and he's going to be rejuvenated with Matthew Stafford. And once he learns McVay's offense, and McVay, the offensive guru, is going to have this guy in situations. I mean, what do? You got Kupp in the slot moving around. You got Van Jefferson. You got Higbee. You got Allen Robinson over here. I mean, what crisscross and I would love to us to go to that offense where we used to when we first had golf, where the guys get up and they move over here and they they cause issues with the offense. When we used to do that, when our receivers would move around a lot. And hopefully with Cam Makers, with a full training camp under his belt, our offense is going to be amazing next year. We just have to make sure that No Boom holds up and replacing Big Wit. I can't wait, but I'm relaxing. Like I said, I'm enjoying this Super Bowl. I'm enjoying it. We'll see who we draft. I picture us drafting the best players available. Maybe a secondary help, maybe another speedster to help out in the return game. Maybe an edge pass rusher. If we don't get Bobby Wagner, we might still get an edge pass rusher because they won't cost a lot. A diamond in the rough. That's what we're great at, is getting diamonds in the rough in the late picks. Michael Kenzie says for KC, losing Tyreek Hill is like losing a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. Man, it's crazy that they lost him. So that's why I say with us, the way we've been able to manipulate everything and keep our core guys, I'm just so happy that we have this front office and coach. Grant Trout says, Ramilia, my Eagles content creator, JC Eagles Talk, reminded me that Andy Reid is horrible at drafting. Will be interesting who they take with those picks. Yeah, there's an Eagle creator that I really like. His name is I don't know if you've heard of him, Philly 500. I get a kick out of that guy. That guy's passionate, and he lets them have it. But yeah, they've missed on some picks. It's hard to do, but we've been very lucky, getting diamonds in the rough, on the late picks, because that's why we go F them picks, because we because we've been in playoffs a lot. We usually pick 31st or 32nd. So to us, it's almost like a second round pick. So when we gave those 2 picks to the Lions for Jared Goff, for Stafford, and gave away Goff and paid some of his contract, it's almost like a early second round pick. It's really 2 second round picks almost, because they're so late in the first round. So I mean, a lot of times you miss out on the first round picks unless they're a huge stud that it's just, but still, then you might, look at the Ryan Leafs, and when it's a quarterback, you never know. But we'll see what happens. Oh, okay. SG Sports Track. What was the comment, man? Say it again. It says, say, I'm sorry. I was looking for the comment. Let me see. So I loved how guys are. Oh, okay. Here it is. I think this is it. So SG Sports Track says, I loved how all the guys watching were mesmerized when Selma Hayek was dancing with the snake in the scene, that were fixated at the gorgeous woman. Is that the comment? Yeah, I didn't even notice them. I was just watching her. Grant Trout says, Tutu Atwell was a huge reach. Yeah, I never got why we drafted as high. Is so frustrating. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I mentioned him on the last time I was on, but Tutu Atwell and Jacob Harris, the tight end phenom, both got hurt last year. Tutu Atwell, all that speed. I see him like a poor man's cheetah. Tyreek Hill. Nothing near the caliber, but he can be an issue. But he seemed kind of wide eyed and not ready for this. He didn't get a lot of reps either, but uh, he didn't seem like he was ready at this level yet. So maybe a year under his belt and seeing how things went, maybe he'll break out in camp. But yeah, it was a reach, but sometimes they work out. Um, we'll see. He doesn't cost much. The guy that I'm looking forward to is Jacob Harris. He's a big target. The guy runs a 4.3 tight end, kind of like a poor man's. I was saying it before. A poor man's. I hate to say it this way, but that's just the way to explain it. A poor man's a Kittle, but he's raw. He doesn't have the hands of Kittle and all that, but if he could be anywhere near that, because he's got the speed, he's got the size. We'll see what happens, but that'd be another big target that McVay can use. Hopefully, he'll be able to break into the starting offense. Let's see. Let's see. Michael Kenzie says, well, talking about the Eagles content creators, EDP is still the legend, even though he's gone through crap after crap. EDP. I'm not familiar with EDP, but I'll take your word for it, brother. Granger 12 says, yes, I know Philly 500. He just does way too long live streams. Man, I can't stand live streams. It's like some of these content creators are lonely people. They go live all the time over an hour. I'm sorry. I hope you're not talking about me. No, I'm just kidding. Well, for me, I haven't really been doing live streams too much, but it's just a way to come in and talk to everybody. I haven't had time to make videos, but but yeah, they can go long. Sometimes we don't pay attention and we get to talking, and then another guy comes in and you're like, oh, he has some good stuff to say. Johnny G says EDP 445, biggest Eagles fan. He's got the emoji. Grant Trump says, who Tutu Atwell reminds me of Jakeem Grant. More of a special teamer, gadget player. Yeah, those are guys are yeah, gadget players. I didn't really get enough to see of Tutu, but what I saw, I wasn't impressed. But I wasn't impressed by him. But we'll see. He's a young guy. He's not costing much. we'll see what happens with him. But I hope that he ends up being good. I hope he ends up, um, uh, being a diamond in the rough for us. And he doesn't have to be. We're not looking for him to be a number one or number two, just a weapon out there to make plays from here to there and stretch the defense. It doesn't seem like if I was a player that caliber as far as speed and skill set, that I can catch the ball somewhat and I got that speed. Um, I don't see what's the problem. You're on the pro level. Hey, we need you to run a post out and turn and catch the ball. I don't know. Wide receiver doesn't seem. If you're a gadget player, Cooper, you got it. Now, don't get me wrong. To be a Cooper Cup type of player, where the way he runs routes and understands the offense, that's different. That's a different level. But just be the weapon on the outside or in open space doesn't seem like if you have that speed and skill set, it'd be too hard for somebody to flourish. But I don't know. It depends on the guy's mindsets, though, too. Uh, Old man Ghost, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. This hello, sorry I don't have much computer time these days. Oh, don't worry, man. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I will say that I have faith in Les and Sean to keep the Rams in contention and maybe the next dynasty. Yeah, that's what I was saying, that I trust these guys. The only thing is it's hard to have a dynasty unless you're the Patriots nowadays. They just, I don't know what it is about that organization. Well, they had Tom Brady too, but we keep losing players, key players, and so hopefully we'll be the next best thing to a dynasty. Hopefully we'll win it again, and now we can talk about a dynasty. But I picture this, even if we don't with this, I'm not. I think that we have a chance to win this next year. Don't get me wrong. We got there. We're going to make changes to the defense, and we're still building our team. Most of our key guys will be back. Even if we weren't to run it back and win this year, I can see us winning in the following year, or getting deep in the playoffs, or not win then the following year. The next 3 to 4 years, we're going to be dangerous. So hopefully we'll win it this year, though. I would love to go back to back and then work from there. Um, let's see. Michael Kenzie says, hey, I saw Tutu during his college days in Louisville. Since I lived there in the Louisville area, he's fast, but I think he still needs to improve on routes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, that he was kind of like, he'd be more of an open space guy and just a go deep guy. But yeah, that would be, hopefully he's been working on it, Hopefully he didn't like getting, he got injured, so he's working back, but hopefully he will have a fire lit under him. That's what it takes, is desire and will. Let's see. Granger 12 says, Ramita, there is a Finns content creator who goes live over an hour, informative for only 20 minutes. He's like telling people, I told you so. Most are just and yeah, I can see how can there be a problem. And for me, I like to come on here. If I have news, I'll tell you. I'll give you opinions, and I like to get feedback. So it's kind of like with my lives, I like it to be a back and forth, and just bring up topics and just have a good time. If I have news, I'll mention it. And like I saw Stafford was talking about TMZ, that he's basically letting them know, the front office, that Donald's going to get extended, but he wants OBJ back. So we'll see how much pull he has. That's your QB1. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I can see how that can be kind of annoying. Let's see. GP Shadow, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming in. Tutu working with Djax this summer. Hopefully he'll pick up some pointers and good habits. That's when we got Deshaun Jackson. I thought that's why we got Tutu. Maybe that's why. Well, he was on the team, so he can look from the master, so to speak. That type of player, and try to do the similar things. And then he left because he wasn't getting the reps. Deshaun Jackson, and so good. I'm glad thank you for bringing that in. And this is exactly what I mean about coming in on a live, and for myself at least, and getting input from everybody. Thank you for letting me know about that. I wasn't aware of that. So thank you, GP Shadow. That's great that he's doing that. It really makes me feel better about Tutu then. Grant Trop says, You, Ramila, you go live once a week, not every day, so it's doable. The others, they just go on and just repeat what they said the day before. Oh yeah, I've seen that too. So they need to take an editing class. I've been going on a couple more times because I've been away for a while, and so I said, you know what, I'm off today. Let me go in and but yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, on my lives, I want to just let you guys know that I do appreciate, like my brother GP Shadow came in. If you have information, let me know about it, and we can go back and talk about it. And the other day we were talking about the Showtime, the Lakers show and stuff. It was a late night Remelia show, and I'll try to do a couple of these a week. And if I have news, I'll come on, of course. But thank you guys. I want it to be a going back, interactive. And once I get my graphics and stuff coming up, we can see each other's comments on my screen and everything. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Um, let's see here. Hold on one second. Sorry. Bob J. Stufan, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. Did the LA Rams re-sign OBJ? Not yet. But according to Stafford, he's letting the front office know that he wants OBJ back. Stafford was walking around. Um, he was walking around Los Angeles, and TMZ happened to hit him up, and he was telling him how he wants Donald back. Of course, Donald's getting extended, but he wants OBJ back. So hopefully, um, they will sign him. But I think that they're going to sign him right before or right as the season starts, because he's not going to be available until October, November. But the main things are extending Donald and extending uh, Cooper Cup, adding making them both cap friendly, and also giving them extending their contracts as well. So, but not yet. Granger Trout says, but thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Granger Trout says, unless a team is set, and even then, never draft a 2-2 type in the second, fifth. Get more prize needs. Inside linebackers are harder to develop than gadget. Yeah, and wide receivers, gadget wide receivers. Snead has said that they have their guys in positions that they want to draft, and if they're gone, they go with the best player on their board. In this case, maybe it was a thing where say, you know what, I really like that 2-2 guy. Who knows who it was, but we'll see. So maybe he'll turn out. He's working with Djax. We'll see. I would love for him to turn out, though. I think that it's more likely that Jacob Harris will turn out to be a decent, productive tight end because of the skill set he has as far as speed and catching ability and size. So we'll see what happens. Old Man Ghost says, I'm looking forward to the Rams change. I'm looking forward to the Rams changing things up. We don't need the exact same team. We can improve, learn, and etc. Yeah, that's one thing that you were saying. The one guy I wish we still had was Von Miller, but yeah, you have to evolve. Exactly right. Exactly. Great point. Um, Bob J. Stufan says, did the LA round? Okay, already got that one. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, missing your guys' posts in the out of order. Tutat is a poor man's Tavon Austin. Yeah, Tavon Austin. I remember him. So poor. It's third world country poor. Graduate 12. Let's see. Grant Truff says, Ramita, there was a rumor that the Raiders may be interested in OBJ. Yeah, they're kind of, the Rams have broke the NFL. They everyone's all in that thinks they have a chance to win. I mean, all these draft picks for Cheetah and the Raiders, getting Devontae Adams, the Broncos getting Wilson, the Bills biting us in the butt because they want to be all in like we were, and they got Von Miller, gave him a heck of a contract that he couldn't say no to, even though he wanted to come back. But he's going to find out that being in Buffalo, is not being like being in Los Angeles, especially when it starts getting cold. But yeah, but props to Von. I have love for him. I always will. Hate to lose him though. Let's see here. Uh, Grander Trop says, Ramila, you have a job, family, and ETC, you have a life. Some of those others, they have the same, but man, they have no life. I'm single, work 2 jobs, and still have a life. Yeah, sometimes, even me, like I'm at work. Oh, shouldn't say this. No, just kidding. I'm at work if I'm on my break, let's say. I'll go on and I'll give, my brother Payo or some of my Niner contact creator, YouTube creator brothers, quick, here and there. And I like to see what the competition, well, rival teams, not competition, I said it wrong. What the rival team content creators are talking about. And it's funny because on the other side, they're talking about why is Trey Lance, why is Jimmy still here? And so, it's amazing that he's still there. But yeah, but for me, I haven't been on for a while, so I thought I'd come in a few more times. But I like the interaction with all you guys. So thank you guys for interacting and everything. Greg Trump says, "Oh, I seen an article that said OBJ is one of the Dolphins wide receivers that the Dolphins should sign." I'm like, what? OBJ is better fit for the Rams. Yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff for OBJ. I saw one where the Patriots were one guy had posted. I'm like, oh shit! I looked at it, and it was a guy had posted like a fake picture of OBJ's going to the Patriots. I've seen a lot of stuff, and that's why I'd like for us to hurry up and get our guys, sign them, and take them off the market. That way we don't have to worry about stuff like that. Michael Kinsey says, with all the other teams imitating the Rams, they need to evolve to upend them all. Yeah, they need to evolve fast to upend them all. Yeah, that's what I believe too. That was a great point that old man Ghost said because you have to evolve and now that teams are different. Like for instance, in our own division, the Niners are always tough, but now they might have Trey Lance starting. He's a mobile quarterback, and we usually do good against mobile quarterbacks. It's different than having Jimmy Garoppolo there, who's a veteran and he knows how to run that offense. But he has his own flaws. So now we have to evolve. And, now they're going to be a deep threat. And that plays into our hands because we don't like to give the deep ball. And we like to keep things in front of us and get after it and get after it against the run. And so we'll see what happens. But a mobile quarterback opens things up. But we've had very good success against mobile quarterbacks. So we'll see what happens. Plus, he's a rookie and he's wide-eyed. He's got to learn. And when you have a Gray Gaines and Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald coming at you, you tend to speed things up. Grander Trout says Tavon was with the Jags last year. He's a free agent. I didn't even realize that he was still in the league, honestly. I remember he was with the Cowboys for a while. Old Man Ghost says Garrett, Jacob Robinson, and the others looking like a good start. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season, what we have in store because we're gonna do some things on offense, especially that we couldn't do in the, last year because Cam Akers being there from day one. Allen Robinson there now adds an extra option. Jacob Harris with a year under his belt. Tutu Atwell now that he's working with Deshaun Jackson. GP Shadow says they're working out, and the defense. I'm looking for Ernest Jones to take another step into being a great linebacker. It's going to be very interesting. That's a great point. Old Man Goes. Michael Kinsey says, I was really thinking that Jimmy G probably is staying for one more year there for San Francisco. They were thinking that Trey Lance still is. That's the thing. They gave up 2 number 1 picks, used their a third number 1 pick to get a guy that's going to fall to them. Let's remember that. So they have Trey Lance, and they say, "Oh, that's the guy we wanted," right? So basically, everybody knew who the Jets were probably going to get at number one, and then at number two, no, wait, the Jags. The Jags number one, and then number two, the Jets. The Niners, but it still wasn't a given. 1, 2, and 3 picks. The Niners basically, and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch gave away 2 number ones, used their number one. Okay, first of all, they gave away 2 number ones to get to the third spot. So basically, that's what my point is. They gave away 2 number ones to get to the third spot, and that was a pretty high pick because remember they didn't do very good in 2020. So they gave away those 2 picks, and they got whoever fell to them. It's not like, oh, I'm moving to the number 1 pick. They moved to the number 3 pick, and so whoever fell to them, they were going to be happy. So I guess they were saying, oh, I'm happy with multiple guys. Doesn't matter who we get. So now they get the guy that I think, that they wanted Mac Jones, but they were afraid to pull the trigger. And so they get a guy that's mobile, who's raw. He hasn't played that many snaps in college, and tends to throw the ball high. He's not very accurate, but is a weapon, but still raw and needs experience. And they get him, and they play him, and then he gets hurt twice last year, and then they're afraid to play him. And then the reports are that he's not ready, and even greats like Joe Montana and Steve Young are saying that he's not ready. And now they're saying they might keep Jimmy one more year. What are you waiting for? So whatever, that's their deal. Imagine if that was us, what our fan base would be saying. What are you doing? Sometimes you got to rip the Band-Aid off and see what you have. It doesn't do any good if you look good in practice. And his big thing in the pros is that he looked good against the Texans. He came back against the Texans, okay, and he had a couple of plays against the Cardinals here and there or whatever. Okay, but we'll see. But that's a good point, Michael Kinsey. Grander 12 says we don't have to give the deep ball pause. Yeah, let's see. We don't have to give the deep ball pause. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the Super Bowl, we gave that face mask play, and then Ramsey lost the play against the Bucks. So normally we don't give it up, especially on Ramsey's side. But our defense is supposed to keep things in front of them, and that's the kind of defense we play, and don't let them go over and get out, past us. Okay, old man goes, thank you for coming in, brother. He says, gotta go. Good night. Good night, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming in, man. Take care. Hopefully I see you again soon. Okay, brother. Thank you. Mr. Bucks Nation says, so you think the Rams will get 6 rings, and do they reload the team after 3 years and get a replacement? 6 rings is too much to ask for any team right now. Where we have 2 Super Bowl rings, and to be technical, pre-Super Bowl we had 2 NFL championships, so we have 4 rings, but we have 2 Super Bowl rings, and having 6 rings is, that would be amazing. But we're going year by year. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, period. Just for us to get to this point, we got to 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. And so, but yeah, I'm not going to say 6 rings. I would like to win 1 more and then go from there. So, but I'd love to win 6 rings. That'd be amazing. And then he says, and do they reload the team after 3 years and get like a replacement? Well, so the Rams plan is to be competitive Super Bowl contenders for the next 3 to 4 years, as long as Stafford is here and Donald. and the guys. And then from there, waiting in the wings, in my opinion, is we have Bryce Perkins, who might be able to step in for Donald. We'll see how he turns out. He's a mobile quarterback, tall quarterback, strong arm. He's an unknown, really. But if you look at him in college, he hurdles guys. He's very mobile, kind of like a Trey Lance, but a little more athletic to me. Trey Lance is a little stouter, a little bigger frame, but he looked very good, man. Just the eye test. I'd like to see him with our number ones, but when Stafford is ready to step down, maybe he'll be in the wings. As long as we have this front office and this coach, we'll be competitive. So for right now, we'll run this out and then see what happens. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a couple of guys in the draft and be like, oh wow, that guy is this or that. Who knows with our late round picks or one thing about this franchise is we're not afraid to make moves. So we'll see what happens, but don't like to get in too far out. So within the next 3 to 4 years, I see us contending. And after that, we'll go from there. But if we have the same guys intact in the front office, I can see us, reloading. About every year we try to reload. If you notice, this year we got Brian Allen, and he I don't want to say an upgrade, but he adds a different wrinkle to our offense, because you don't replace a Robert Woods. He was a great blocker in the run game, was unselfish, and so Brian Allen Allen Robinson, pardon me, will be give us a different wrinkle and a bigger body, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do at least. Mr. Bucks Nation says, yeah, but what I'm saying is, would they reload with the roster that's as good as what I'm asking? Well, like I said, with this front office, if I'm answering this correctly to your question, it's going to be hard to. We got an Aaron Donald, we got a Jalen Ramsey, we got a Matthew Stafford. Who know? Matthew Stafford became available. We have a Cooper Kupp who's a wide receiver who's on the brink of making the Hall of Fame. If he has more seasons like last year, or even if he has, with Stafford, I believe he's going to have another big year. Maybe not a monster year like this year, but he's on the cusp of making a Hall of Fame career out for himself. And we'll see. But I'll just say this: that I wouldn't put nothing past him. I can see us rebuilding and getting pieces that we need to win and be contenders past the next 3 to 4 years if we have the same core guys. Because I've lived through the Jeff Fisher years and stuff like that with head coaches. And if McVay was ever to leave, that would be a huge shoes to fill. So that's why I can't answer yes or no, because the coach makes a huge difference. So within the next 3 to 4 years, I believe we'll be contenders, and I do believe that after that, they'll still want to win, but it depends on who we have in charge if it will be effective. I'll say it that way. But I do love our front office that we have right now and our coach. Grant Truff says, Ramelia, which is your top 3 Westerns? Top 3 Westerns. Movies, Unforgiven, Unforgiven, the Tombstone, let's see, The Magnificent Seven. I love those. I love those Western movies. I love the spaghetti Westerns with Clint Eastwood. Those are good too. I love to see his son, because he looks so much like a young Clint Eastwood, his son, when he has the beard going. I love for that, for like, say, how Django with Chains movie. I would love for that director. He escapes me now. Django movie. To direct some spaghetti type westerns with with maybe the two and the Clint Eastwood and his son, and have it kind of like the hand the baton and make some movies like that where you have the original character still alive, and now with the son maybe he didn't know he had or something, some story like that, and the realistic type westerns and action. It would be amazing. I mean, I almost feel like writing a script and giving it to him. you know, that would be amazing. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Django in Chains. I can't remember. I can't remember his name. He's one of my favorite directors. Hold on. Sorry. Quentin Tarantino. How can I forget his name? I would love for him to do that. Or Robert Rodriguez to make those. Mr. Bucks Nation says, well, what are your takes on Bucks' future? Will they reload or not? You guys are going to be good as long as Tom Brady's there. Same thing with us with Stafford. Another year, I don't know if he's going to go again, and then it depends on who you guys get. You guys want to win now, and you have talent. You guys lost Mike Evans, right? You guys lost Mike Evans. Yeah, Greg Trump says Django with chains. Sorry, I'm bad at that, man. Django Unchained. Sorry. Django Unchained. Sorry, I knew it was one of those. I'm sorry, I'm an old dude. But yeah, Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors. I liked Once Upon a Time in America, in Hollywood. See, there I go again. But I didn't like the Bruce Lee part. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I don't like how they depicted Bruce Lee. I love the character, how he looked, and I didn't like how because Bruce Lee was a caring guy, very passionate, one of the greatest martial artists of all time. He trained stars, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and guys like that, old time movie stars, and he was not arrogant. He spoke out for himself and things like that, but the way they depicted him, and I know it was a fantasy, a guy like that would not beat Bruce Lee. But I don't like that part, but I love his movies. Oh, sorry, Mike Evans. You do have Mike Evans. Oh, I thought he left. I'm sorry, I thought he left. But yeah, I think the Bucks will be fine as long as Tom Brady's there, because it's hard to find a quarterback of that caliber. So yeah, I can see you guys reloading and being competitive. The Bucks definitely, as long as Tom Brady's there. Yeah. Sorry about that. I thought Mike Evans had left. I'm sorry. I thought I had saw that Mike Evans had left. But yeah, as long as Tom Brady's there, you guys will be great. You guys will be definitely in contention. And Tom Brady's no dummy. Tom Brady saw that the NFC West, a lot of guys left. So he wants to throw his hat in there again too. So it's going to be very interesting between us, and you guys. You look around the league. The Saints aren't what they used to be. The Packers aren't what they used to be with Devontae Adams leaving. The Seahawks aren't what they used to be. It's going to be very interesting in the NFC. But yeah, as long as Tom Brady's there, you guys would be a problem. Graduate Trop says, homie said Django with chains. Yeah, I meant Django Unchained. I'm an old dude. Sorry about that. I knew it was chain something. Mr. Bucks Nation says, yeah, but Glazers have a lot of money. Yeah, no, they do. So that's what I mean. But it's hard to get a quarterback. That's what I mean. But you guys will be fine. You guys have a track record. I mean, you guys went and got Brady. So you guys do like we do. You get who you need to get. But yeah, I can see you guys contending for a while. Granted, trusted Romelia as a comedian, more funnier than George Lopez, and Romelia don't have to use the word. Yeah, it's funny because the other day I was on here and I was saying Brian Allen, and I think you probably corrected me. And I go, oh, wait, I'm talking about Allen Robinson. Or was I saying Brian Robinson? I don't remember, but I get like that sometimes. Sorry, I'm an old dude. That's my excuse, at least. Yeah, so when I'm gonna start doing this, guys, tell me what you guys think about this, and you can leave in the comments if you see the replay. Um, Romelia After Dark. This is an idea I have. Uh, I don't want to be like we were talking about earlier, like a content creator that just comes on and says the same things. Not so much that, Bobby Wagner, we're waiting for it, we're waiting for. But it's just a time for me to, like, we're BSing around a campfire, or we're at the barbershop and we're talking football, or we're in my living room and we're BSing about this and stuff, about this and that, and we're like, right now we're talking about movies, and and just having a good time, because we have our channels that we watch and our families and stuff, but it's good just to get some lighthearted talk. And this is a Rams channel and a NFC West and NFL talk, and all guys from different teams come in. But yeah, that's fine. That's the main topic. But I'm gonna start doing some of these here. Romelia After Dark. If you see this logo, I'm gonna be doing more of those. So I'll come in, and this will be later for East Coast guys. If you're able to come in for a few minutes, that's cool. I'll probably do these maybe around 9 o'clock ish Pacific time. Let me know if you want it earlier. Probably on during the week sometime, or maybe on Saturdays. Let me know what days too. We can do this, and it's just a time for us to catch up on stuff, and it's just an idea that I had. Romelia After Dark. The other day we were having a good time, and we were talking about the Lakers show on Amazon, I think it is, the Showtime Lakers, and I'm a big Magic Johnson fan, and I can't wait to watch it. I guess there was 3 episodes already out. Maybe the other episode came out, but yeah. So I'm gonna be doing some of these too, and I thank you guys for coming in. I really do. Thank you. I really appreciate the support and the alerts. And I have another video I'll be posting soon of one of from the Grant Cohn show that I was on, and I have some other stuff coming up on the off season in the can already. So I'll be doing more content and videos like that. Right now we're doing lives because there's not much happening. And so yeah, so I'm going to be doing this too, the Romelia After Dark. So I'll have night shows. Some guys that get out of work, or you just want to, come on for a little while, have some fun, and talk football and other stuff. Just us BSing around the TV, so to speak, or in the barbershop or whatever it is, and having good times. So, I thank you guys for coming in. I thank you guys for supporting my channel. My brother Graduate 12, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Mr. Buck Nation, thank you for coming in, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. All Man Ghost. Everyone that comes in here. Bob, Jay Stu fan, thank you for coming in, man. GP Shadow, as always, thank you, my brother. Johnny G, as always. SG Sports Talk channel, thank you, man. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Michael Kinsey, thank you for Michael Did I say it right? I'm sorry, my glasses are jacked up. Michael Kinji, thank you for coming in. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, brother. I'm an old dude. Thank you, brother. Thank you guys for coming in again. Jared Ramirez, and Brian Smith. Thank you guys. Big E. Thank you guys for coming in. But yeah, I'm gonna look out for the Romelia After Dark. I'll be coming in. Hey, what's up? Ubisi, I'm gonna butcher your name again, man. Ubisi Tyson, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button. After this, I'm gonna post another video from the Grant Cohn show and a different video. But thank you guys, and yeah, like I said, I'll be doing these Romelia After Dark. So if you're able to, let me know in the comments too, what days, Saturday during the week, Wednesday nights, Sundays. What do you think? What day is good for the Romelia After Dark, so we can catch up on the latest news. Just whatever it is you want to talk about it with this off season, with the draft coming up and everything. Let me know, guys, in the comments and stuff if you get a chance. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And let's see. So Grandeur 12 says Romelia making up players. It's all good. I crack up. You're good people. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You should see. So I talked to my daughter. Say, hey, You know who you are. Get over here. Grander 12 says that's cool. 9 p.m. Love late shows, more chill. Cool. Okay, 9 p.m. Pacific time. And then if you guys can on the East Coast, if you can come in, I know it's much later, even if it's only for 5-10 minutes, just to add your input and stuff. I appreciate it. And then you can see the replay. It's just something I was thinking about, and I won't do it a lot, but I was just something that I'll think about, and I'll try to. I've been doing these at the last minute. It was cool that people still came in because they have my alerts, and I'll try to alert you guys. Hey, listen, we're doing a Ramelia After Dark if you can make it. So I'll try to do alerts to let you guys know in advance too as well. Let's see. Need to get you a Rams lamp wall light in the back that slowly lights up, blinks, and stays on. That would be cool. GP Shadow 310 Ramulate. Yeah, it's gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now. Grander Trout said it's time. Ramulators mount up. Almost. SG Sports Track Channel says Cheetos or Doritos. Now you got some good questions, man. Both. I like old school Doritos when they weren't so cheesy. I love Doritos, but they seem too cheesy now, if that makes sense, even though that seems sacrilegious or blasphemous. But I used to love the original Cheetos, and it had just enough cheese on it, tasted good, and then you want more. Now they're too much on your fingers now and everything, but I'm a Cheetos guy too. So both are great. Taco Bell or KFC? Both. But I've been going to Taco Bell lately because when I come back from Disneyland, my go-to spot in Corona is a place where I just found out yesterday when we came back from Disneyland that they don't have my go-to box. It was the Chalupa Cravings box for $5. You get a Chalupa taco, you get a 5-layer burrito, and you get a regular taco for $5 and a drink. That was the best buy in town. And I found out yesterday they got rid of it. So now let's go to KFC. But yeah, we would say, let's get something to eat. Well, we'll go to our go-to spot for $5. I can eat something. And it was a good box, but they got rid of it. Let's see. Do you like the hot Cheetos? No, I'm not a hot Cheeto guy. And he says, SG Sports Track Channel says, I like Cheetos. And he says, do you like lime Cheetos? Lime hot cheese? No hot stuff. I don't really like that. And he says, I don't like the regular Cheetos, hot Cheetos. That's good. But thank you guys for coming in. I thank you, everybody. Everybody appreciate it so much. If any Bobby Wagner news or the extensions for Cup or Donald come in, I'll come on. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And as we always say, may the Ramelia be with you, and Ramulators mount up.